Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes, brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware. And tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast, we're going to be talking about showery rains that'll be arriving through the mid Atlantic states in the Northeast for Friday and Saturday. We'll have the latest on Tropical Storm Tammy, as well as Hurricane Norma in the Eastern Pacific, and a whole lot more. That's at 7:35 Eastern Time tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show. Well, we finally have a decent day of weather without any self destructive clouds or anything else. We are enjoying some sunshine. Just a little bit of weirdness going on in parts of central Connecticut and over Long Island. You can sort of see there's a strip of clouds there. We've got basically, I guess the best way to describe it is we still have a little bit of a summer like atmosphere in the upper levels, and they're being a little bit stubborn about giving way to the cooler autumn season. So we've had what people have noticed have been some weird clouds yesterday in particular. There was a big inversion in the atmosphere over parts of southern New England and Long Island, and clouds basically started sort of forming upside down. It's sort of upside down Q, I guess is the best way. Cumulus clouds, I guess, is the best way to describe it. There was nothing nefarious about it. In the meantime, you can see the rotation back in the western Great Lakes as the next trough approaches the east coast, and that trough is strengthening. We have a cold front that trails down into Alabama and Mississippi. We also have a separate little low, and you can see clouds along the North Carolina coast and offshore that is producing an expanding area of rain, and that area will be moving northward tonight and overspreading parts of eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England for tomorrow. You can check the radars, which are quiet in the east. But you can see showers in Michigan, back through Ohio and into Indiana. Also, some showers crossing across Alabama, and you see this little area of rain that's starting to form in eastern North Carolina. That is what's coming up for tonight and for tomorrow. WPC, the Weather Prediction Center, with their rainfall forecast for the next 7 days. Now, this is the one and only event that we're going to be seeing over the next 7 days in the eastern part of the United States. So we're looking at about a half to three-quarters of an inch of rain, and that is going to be spread out from Friday into Saturday. So even if it winds up that there's a little bit of upside here, and it's possible that some places could wind up with an inch or more, especially as you go across central and eastern Long Island and into southeastern New England, the threat of flooding is minimal, I think, to zero. So we shouldn't have any problems with that. And we also have some heavier rains being indicated from the western Great Lakes down southward into the middle Mississippi and Missouri River Valley, and particularly in the southern plains where we're looking at uh, rainfall amounts of several inches possible in parts of southern Kansas, Oklahoma, and into north central Texas. Also, we're seeing precipitation in the form of a half inch to as much as an inch and a half of liquid precipitation in parts of the northern Rockies, as well as in the Pacific Northwest. And some of this at some point is probably going to wind up being snow, especially in the highest elevations. So as we take a look at where we're going with all of this, going to look at the GFS for today and run it through. Uh, the rain is coming on a weekend, one of the two weekend days. Saturday's the one will have some rain in it. Sunday we won't have any rain, I don't think. And here we go for tonight. You see that rain crawling up the coast into Friday morning and afternoon. Then you get the rains from the front Friday night and to at least part of Saturday. Everything seems to be moving a little faster with this, so that is good. Uh, I think most of the rain will be ending from west to east on Saturday from mid morning to mid afternoon. This may take a little longer in southern New England and eastern Long Island. It will end sooner in eastern Pennsylvania and western New Jersey. You see there's a low that forms well east of the Delaware coast and strengthens as it moves southeast of Cape Cod by Saturday afternoon, and strengthens some more as it goes into the Gulf of Maine. So it's going to turn windy late Saturday night into Sunday. Sunday, it's going to be a day of gusty winds and sunshine and clouds, and temperatures that will be probably not much higher than the low and mid 50s. There is some colder air that's coming in behind this, And the next week starts out on the chilly side for Monday and for Tuesday. I think Monday we'll have sunshine. Everybody east of the Mississippi will have a pretty decent day with temperatures Monday probably no higher than the low and middle 50s across eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England. The high is going to gradually settle down in the middle Atlantic states. Will probably climb to upper 50s and low 60s on Tuesday with sunshine. I think Wednesday we will start to warm up through the 60s, and Thursday and Friday we could see temperatures make a run for 70 or better, assuming that we have enough sun. It's a little bit of a backdoor front in upstate New York and into central New England on Thursday. I don't think it's going to make it. And then we wait for the next cold front, which will come through sometime it looks like Saturday, and it also looks like that the bulk of the energy with this is going to go by to our north. So it's possible that much of these showers could wind up falling apart before the front goes by, and then a colder air mass comes in behind it for Sunday and Monday of the following week. And by the way, you can see what's going on in the northern Rockies here with this system coming into the Pacific Northwest around the middle part of next week. Just let me back this up a little bit. There's actually one system on Monday that produces a little bit of snow in the northern Rockies. The second one for later next week produces a more substantial snow in Montana, Wyoming, and into North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota for the latter part of next week. So the overall pattern across North America is getting a little colder every day, and we're starting to see signs of the approaching winter season in some places. It'll take a little longer for it to play out in the eastern part of the United States. It usually comes later in the east versus up in the places in the west and north. That's just how it usually goes. We will talk about this, and we'll also talk about Tropical Storm Fanny. I'm sorry, Tammy. Tropical Storm Tammy. We have tropical storm warnings for a number of the Leeward Islands. We even have hurricane watches up for some of those islands, and we'll be discussing that in greater detail tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time.